What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
We're back on the Bossman Show, a friend of the show, Abilene Christian Rockets head coach Brette with me on the Bossman Show in the year 4. Brette, good to talk to you, man. How you doing out there, man?
Doing great, man. Just we've got a little bit better weather, as you can see behind me, man, than you do there. But really looking forward to talking to you. It's all season.
Yes, sir. Brette, man, can you believe it's already been year 4 for you? It's going to year 4, man. How these seasons flew on by now in year 4, man.
Yeah, it goes fast, man. When they say time flies, it truly does. And we've been through some, awesome highs here in my first 3 years and some tough lows, in terms of wins and losses. But man, all a great experience. I'm at a great place, an unbelievable institution, and fired up for year 4.
No doubt, man. Let me ask you for you. As you've took this job, man, and now just got into the NIL space now, the portal space, how has it changed the way you and your staff evaluate players, go out to players, and find who's the right fit for Abilene Christian?
Yeah, we haven't changed. We still stick to like our core values, what we're looking for in a player. Anybody who watches our program knows it's based on toughness and grit and those kind of things. We've never been the most talented team, but we haven't changed that. We're still looking for tough kids with with grit. But at the end of the day, we were a little late to the party when it came to NIL and all that stuff. Didn't think that necessarily would hit our level, the mid-major level, as quickly as it did, but it did. And so the last 2 years, kind of when NIL really started kicking in, I felt like we were going into a gunfight with a knife, I guess, as people would say, what I mean? Like we weren't, we didn't have those things. And as an institution, man, the supporters of Abilene Christian University basketball have really got behind this program and knew that it was something we had to jump on board with. So, of course, things are better now, but and we've slowly caught up, I think, in athleticism and size and all that with with the other teams in the WAC. So excited about it. It's changed the game a little bit. But even with all that said, man, we're still looking for toughness. We're still looking for, do they make people better? Are they good teammates? Those things haven't changed regardless of whether NIL is a factor or not.
You know, I feel, Brett, too, for fans now and then the donors now who are part of this now, NIL, they feel more part of the program. They used to do that. They would donate money and that would be great. But now putting them in that collective now and knowing that, hey, well, I put into this collective here is really going to help these guys on the court, help you and your staff retain guys, help us win. I feel like it makes the fans feel even more engaged, more part of it now than previous model where that's even though they athletic department and it goes to get split up every which way it does. But now they know that they're actually having a firsthand impact on the program.
Yeah, there's no question, man. It does. They're involved in a different way now, right? Like than they used to be, and so there's good to that, and there's some bad to that too, of course. But yeah, man, I think it's the new age. We have no choice. I think I'm 100% supportive of it. I think that players deserve, to make an income off of their name, image, and likeness. I think that there's we've got to get it figured out a little bit. It's a little out of control. There's got to be some sort of regulation. It can't just be 100% free agency all the time. But I think we're heading in the right direction. And I think both, everybody wants it to head in the right direction. So, good things to come and both sides, supporters, boosters, athletes, coaches. I think we're all on the same page of trying to get it to go where it needs to.
And Brett, I saw you have 3 freshmen on your roster, man, and talk about that, man, to be able to coach and develop these young guys. And now, as these COVID guys age out now, the premium will come back again of finding great high school players who can really impact. With scholarships probably going to 15 now with this Sullivan, what I'm hearing about. So you have some opportunity to develop some guys on your roster now. Let's talk about finding these three young guys that you got in to be able to coach and develop these young men and teach them about how the Abilene Christian way is.
Yeah, I'm excited about our freshmen, and I think that here's the thing: we kind of decided, look, this is the transfer portal, right? So not necessarily NIL, but like the portal. Look, the bigger schools, the Power Four, what have you, whatever you want to call them nowadays, is they're just waiting till the spring, and so they're not attacking the high school ranks like they used to. They're trying to stay old. They've seen the value in that, as a lot of programs like us were going up there and beating them, with older players. They've decided they understand that value. So, but that actually leaves a window for us to go get some maybe more talented young kids, that we couldn't maybe necessarily recruit in the past. And I think that all these guys are examples of that, and so I think my staff did an unbelievable job going out and attacking the high school ranks and getting 3 really good ones to come to ACU. And then it's our job to see if we can develop them and keep them here, But ultimately, if we don't in the future, then that means they did some really good things for us. And so, if they're doing good things for us, other people are going to want them. But now that the COVID kids are kind of done and there's no extra 5th year, we'll see how that affects recruiting. We don't know yet. This is going to be the first year without that extra class, that's jumping into the portal. So, do the bigger schools go back and start recruiting the high school ranks again, or do they continue just without that extra class to try to stay old and, poach from us, I guess, for lack of a better term. But hopefully not, because I'm enjoying it. And these freshmen, I'm excited about them and look forward to their future in our program.
100%. And also, you have some good veterans you can trust as well to help these young men grow into your program and show them the way, know how to practice, know how to eat, know how to go to class, find the right places around campus. It's about how important it is to have those veterans on your roster as well to help these young men and help show the way, kind of strip down that culture from you and your staff down to the locker room, so they can be a player-led locker room rather than being coach-led locker rooms, which we know don't win as much as player-led ones do.
Yeah, no, like I'm excited. I think we have the perfect mix on this team of returners, of freshmen, of incoming transfers. I think we kind of hit it. I'm really excited about this team because of that. And I have the right veterans, right? Like the guys that do take care of their bodies and understand the importance of that. The guys that do go to class, the guys that know how we play and believe and are bought in, I guess is the term, to how we do things here. because those are the guys that are setting the standard for the freshmen, right? Or even the incoming transfers. And so with that group of returners, of veterans, along with some transfers that are sprinkled in there in our three freshmen, I'm super excited, man. I was telling my staff the other day, like, I am enjoying practice at a level that I've always enjoyed it, but like at a level that I haven't experienced in a while, because of that. I think that this team has, I mean, we could not win a game all year, but I truly feel like this team has a chance to be good because of our veterans and what they're doing for this program and the talent that we've brought in with our transfers and our freshmen.
And no doubt, Brett, and having veterans with great habits, I'm big on habits, so you got to really be consistent with your habits, and having guys who have the right habits on and off the floor is only going to help the team become better, because I have to get in line now. I can't be the one slacking. I got to be on point today because my vets are doing this. If I'm doing it, they're going to call me out. So I think it's great to have vets with great habits, consistent every day, about the process and about winning ways, doing the right things to win on and off the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, Leo Bettiol, I'll just use him as an example. He was a redshirt freshman, and when we won 25 games a couple years ago, and made it to the WAC championship game, and fell just short to New Mexico State, who then went on to beat UConn. The last loss UConn's had in the NCAA tournament was a team that beat us, and so like he watched that, he witnessed that, he saw how all of that. That team operated, and he also enjoyed that success. And so those are the things that he saw with his own eyes, and he is now trying to preach to these guys, And I think that we've had a little bit of a lack of that, maybe, I guess, for lack, I don't know how else to say it, but I'm just super excited about Leo, Hunter, and some of those guys truly taking over this group, and because of those habits that you're talking about, understanding winning, understanding what it takes to win. They've seen it, they know exactly what it takes, and now they can teach this younger group coming in how to do it.
And Brett, also, man, I look at the size on your roster, man. Your guys is very switchable. Talk about having guys who can switch 1 through 5 and with ball screen coverage to get over things you can get on defense now with guys of light size, with length as well. So you can really defend like crazy out transition and play fast, where I know that you love to do.
Yeah. Anybody who knows anything about our program knows that defense is a big part of what we do. We typically lead the country in a number of defensive categories every year. As we moved up, from the Southland into the WAC, that's the thing that we ran into a problem with. It was the size on the roster, and so it's taken us a couple of years to finally get caught up to that. But man, we're back. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about, is as we're in practice, we're switching more. We're doing some more of those things that we used to do. That the last couple of years I had to kind of get away from, just due to size. And so, man, like our defense, I think, is going to be back to causing problems and for people, and creating havoc and pressure and and panic, I guess, on our opponent's part, which is kind of what we do, because we can switch and we can fly around and we can do some of those things that we haven't been able to do necessarily the last couple of years.
No doubt, man. And, and trying to win these close games in March, man, in conference, the defense is what travels. And having, like you said, the length, the guys can wreak havoc, cause that conflict, that confusion, man, and getting out of transition and getting the rebound and getting that on the break. Because I both know pressure's not over till you get the rebound. So having that size is going to be very important. And also if you win close games. So talk about that piece as well, man. Teaching guys how to win close games and staying attention to detail when it gets tough, and not folding in those tight moments where adversity may strike late in a ball game.
Yeah, so I've had both teams. I've had teams that won. It seemed like they won every single close game that we were in. My team last year was in almost every single game. I can't tell you how many 1 and 2 possession games we lost last year. We were right there. And I think that going through that experience, as tough as it was last year to go through those tough, close losses, we learned a lot through that. I think we had kind of started taking for granted that, man, we're just going to win, we're going to win those games. And all of a sudden, the roles flipped on us, and we were able to learn some things. I was able to learn some things as a coach, like, hey, there's some changes I have to make necessarily now. Some things I used to do in close games that maybe I need to switch up now. But I also think the players have learned through some of that stuff. Like, what did we do wrong? We have film. We've been able to learn through that hopefully maybe this year that role can be flipped and we can get back to being the team on the winning side of those close games. And we had a couple close wins last year, but man, we had some devastating losses. Probably the most overtime games that I've ever had in a season. The most game tying shots that have ever been hit against a team of mine. Even our last game of the season in the conference tournament where, we get a steal. It looks like we're going to go win for a layup. They make an unbelievable play, throw down a guy, heaves a prayer to win the game. It's just like that doesn't happen. So, but I think these guys have learned from that, and that we're primed and ready to flip that this season for sure.
No doubt, man. You got a heck of a non-con schedule, brother. You got Texas A&M, Baylor, New Mexico State, CBF Austin, the Montana State MCA, and you're coming to Kennesaw State on the 20th of November. I'll be there to see that game, brother. So you got a heck of a schedule, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. I just learned a long time ago. I've been, even as an assistant, I was kind of the scheduler, and so I've learned, man, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good just to go schedule a bunch of easy games. You hope to have a couple of those. But at the end of the day, it's all at our level. Let's be real. It's about winning 3 games in March,
yes,
right? To win your conference tournament, to get to the NCAA tournament. So, I think if we let our egos get involved, and it's all about just trying to win as many games as we can in one big picture. That's great. Of course, I want to win every game we're going to play, but I also want to challenge my team. I want to get better. And I think by playing teams like that, we can grow. And ultimately that's going to be what prepares us for March, because that's all that matters. We're not going to get in that large bid. Not right now. It's just not going to happen. And so how do we get into the NCAA tournament? We win those 3 games in March. So let's prepare ourselves the best we can by playing really good competition, understanding how to compete in those games, to win those games. And I think that's why we've had so much success in the past of winning some of these games against the Power 5, Power 4, and getting into the tournament was because we've always scheduled, very, very tough. And some years we roll through it, we find a way, and some years we struggle through our non-conference, but we still is that week in March. Can we win 3 games in a row or not?
That's all that, like, having a full roster healthy. You got that right. That's what it counts, man. And you build that callus now is going to help you, tough environments, man. And come that important week in March with Brette, man. Thank you for your time as always, brother. Hope we're talking again in March when you go to the big dance. I'm going to put it in the atmosphere now. Hopefully we're talking again in March. So know that you made it to the tournament, man. But always should have you on the show, man. I always enjoy our chats, man. I appreciate your friendship. It's good to see you in Atlanta as well at Lake Point, brother.
Yep, always good to see you, and I hope to see you at Kennesaw, man.
I'll be there, brother. The 20th. I'm there, brother. I got it on my calendar.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, when the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.